In today's video, I am going to be showing you a fantastic set of plays that allow your team to post up in the low post and have a ton of different options basically allowed to them so that you can get easy layups. The whole idea of feeding the post doesn't have to be all about scoring. It's also about being one of the best places to be able to get assists and feed your teammates with easy layups. So let's get down and let's check out these basketball plays. Really quickly, if you want the complete guide to the 5-out basketball offense, make sure to go check out the link that is down in the description below. So in these plays, we are going to start with the post players at the wings and our guards to be at the point and the corners. We're going to start with player 1 being able to pass either towards the right or left side, but just for argument's sake, let's say he passes to the right side. After he makes that pass, he's going to cut down into the low post, and player 5 is going to make a quick pass over to player 2. Now these plays, or at least this play, will be able to be used both against a zone and a man-to-man defense. Once player 2 gets that ball, he's going to pass the ball into player 1. He needs to be able to post up, and there is a very good reason as to why we have our point guard in the low post. Number 1 is because we want to play positionless basketball, and of course, being a point guard doesn't always mean that you are always going to be at the point or out on the perimeter. There are times where you need to be in the low post to be able to distribute the ball. It's actually a fantastic spot to have a point guard in youth basketball. After player 2 passes the ball to player 1, we're going to have a weak side cut from player 4. After player 4 cuts, this could be our first option. This could be an easy layup. If he is not open, remember we have to make sure player 1 is not in the key, but he needs to be somewhere outside of the key, preferably in line with the backboard. But player 4 is going to clear out. Player 3 is going to then lift up. Once player 4 clears out, player 5 is then going to cut to the basket, and now he's going to be our second option in this offense. If player 5 is not open, player 3 is going to sprint around to this wing, and he is going to be looking to receive the pass from player 1. That pass has to get there, so player 3 needs to be able to sprint to that spot. If he sprints there, he's going to be able to get there. Player 5 fills out, player 4 lifts up and rotates out towards the point. Player 5 is then going to lift up towards the wing. So it's going to look like this. Once that pass goes out to player 3, this now comes down to either a decision on your side as the coach or the player's decision as well. So what I mean by that is this next step, player 1 has 2 different options depending on how you feel like you want to run the play. Player 1 could go and screen for anybody on the court, or he can fill out towards that far corner, and you can swing this ball back around where now player 4 is going to be the one in the low post. We swing that ball over to player 1 and then back into player 4, and then we can run this play all over again where player 3 cuts, 2 lifts, nothing there. Player 5 cuts, nothing there. Player 2 sprints around. We kick this ball back out. Player 3 goes to the point. 5 goes out towards the wing. But let's say we go with that other option, where now player 4 can set a screen on somebody who is on the court, other than obviously himself. Now, when he sets that screen, if he sets the screen for player 5 is going to then cut towards the basket, and obviously in this circumstance, this would be against a man-to-man. The other option where player 4 fills out, that would be against a zone or a man. That works either way. If instead player 4 sets the back screen on player 3 cuts, player 4 can back screen for player 1 cuts, or player 4 can do a quick screen and roll with player 2. These guys will have to clear, and player 2 will then use that screen. This is a fantastic sequence. You can run it as a set or you can run it as a motion, and this works against both a man-to-man as well as a zone defense. This is a great option, and you can run it out of that 5-out offense that I like to run myself as a coach. So this is definitely a great option for all of those coaches who like to run the 5-out as well. Now, out of this same play, we can get even more advanced. So player 1 makes that pass, he cuts. After he makes that pass, player 4 is then going to pass down to player 2, and then player 2 is going to look to pass back to player 1 in the low post. However, now, instead of the weak side cutting, instead of that, we're not going to do that now. We're going to have player 4 set that screen away on player 5. Player 5 is going to either use that screen or he's going to slip the screen and cut to the basket. If his man, let's say there's a defender on him, if his man is overplaying this screen because maybe we used it just a few too many times, player 5 can slip it and cut back door. This can be an easy layup. If his man hasn't seen this offense yet, player 5 can make sure to bring player 5 close to him, and then he uses the screen, pops out towards this wing, and then after this screen, player 4 rolls to the basket. This gives player 1 multiple different options to be able to hit for the basket. Now, we're going to get rid of this defender really quick so that we can just see the offensive players. If this pass goes to player 4, player 4 could look to score. That is an option, but if player 3's defender comes down to help out, this is now a kick out pass to player 3 for the wide open 3-point shot. This is obviously a more advanced play, but it's very handy to use. So let's say, for example, the screen is set, player 4 uses that screen, player 5 rolls, and it's defended extremely well. How I would personally continue this play through is player 3 sprints up, player 5 pops out, and then we go into what we just ran. Because the ball is still in this low post, we can have a backdoor cut by player 3. We have a strong side cut by player 4. Player 5 sprints around, we kick it out. Now we can set up our offense. We can set up another play. Player 1 could have looked to score as well. That was an option. That was always an option. So if player 1 has the ball down in the low post and let's say he has the opportunity to score, he can score. There are so many options out of this. I absolutely love it. So if you have a very good guard who's able to play the post, or if you have a very good post player, this is a fantastic option. You don't have to necessarily have a point guard to get into the low post. You can run this with a center. So for example, you could have this set up where player 1 passes to player 5, these guys switch, or maybe they did a dribble handoff, and then they make that pass, or maybe make the pass to the opposite side. We do the set on this side. It doesn't necessarily matter. All we're trying to do here is trying to get that ball into the post to collapse the defense and then hit the cutters. That is what we are trying to do here so that we can create opportunities for other players out of the post. What this is going to do is this is going to collapse the defense even more, and it's going to open up a lot of 3-point opportunities for our team. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below.